This is the ABQ Business Podcast with your host, Jason Rigby. Each week we'll interview visionary business leaders to inspire the creative power and spirit that's in every entrepreneur. Discussing strengths, weaknesses, strategies, systems, and the problems we can all solve together for a new future for local small business.
What up, guys? It's Sunday Fun Day. I know many of you use that on your Instagram. The Instagram. Isn't that amazing how that app has taken over? I mean, it just started with just people that were loving photography. And then it comes to the point to where you have it where literally billions of people are on it multiple times of a day. So it's crazy to me how that app has exploded. I hope you're on there. If you have a business, if you have a brand first, then your business, think the brand. What type of customer are you trying to capture? And I've done tons of shows on that. I hope you guys will go back and look at that. If you have any questions, let me know. I just talked to someone the other day and they said that they restructured their marketing due to the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. I like all the feedback I've been getting here lately. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I encourage you to do that. You can type in ABQ Jason Rigby, or my Instagram is ABQ Jason Rigby. My Snapchat, Jason Rigby 25. Would encourage you if you have any questions or you have any comments that you'd like to make. If there's a certain person that you want on the show and you think could provide value to our community, to our family, then I'd love to have them on. Let me know about that. But I want to get into today. I want to talk about a weekly review and what that looks like. Now, I use Brendon Burchard's High Performance Planner because I love the book. If you haven't read the book, then I encourage you to do that. And then you can get the planner. It's High Performance Habits. So it's just about as far as adjusting habits. And he wrote the book. He did a huge study on high performers in every aspect, whether it was in sports or whether it was in business, whatever it was. If they were a high performer, then he wanted to send them surveys, ask them questions, do interviews with them. He literally went all over the world and did this. Took years and years. And then finally, he put it in a book. It's called High Performance Habits. I encourage you to get that book. Along with the book, you can get the High Performance Planner. And in it, they have a weekly review. And I kind of wanted to go over some of the things because I just got done doing it. Today is Sunday. That's what I always do. I always review my week, kind of prepare myself, get my mindset for what I need to accomplish the next week so that I'm being proactive, not reactive. Because I'm a very emotional person. And if I'm reactive, then I'm responding to other people's emotions. And really, I know that they are not where they should be, especially if you look at it in the sense of being self-aware and having the ability to be able to have emotional intelligence. Majority of people aren't there. So I'm not saying that in a dig. I'm just saying I need to get to my level to where I can lead and be proactive, not be reactive to everyone else's fears, anxieties, whatever it may be, especially now in this situation. So I kind of want to get into, and I've got my planner opened up right here, and I'm just going to go over kind of some of the things that I wrote today. And I know this is going to help some of you, and I encourage you to do this. Even if you don't buy the planner, you can still put some questions together and just buy a notebook and do it that way. So it kind of starts off with this: 3 great things that happened to me last week were, and it really makes you think because you have to sit there and say, okay, what were the 3 great, that's a key word, great things that happened to me last week? And then I go through and I sit there and say, oh, okay, yeah, this was okay, but it wasn't great. So what really, and a lot of times you're going to be surprised at what pops up in your head, whether it's something that you accomplished, whether it was a relationship shift, whatever it may have been, you're going to be excited about that one. And then next is the main struggle I faced this past week was. So, what was the main struggle? Not all the little things. This isn't a time to bitch. It's like, what is the main struggle? And then I love this question next. It says, and if I were advising or mentoring someone dealing with the same struggle, I'd advise them to this. So if you were their coach, what would you tell them in this main struggle? Very insightful. You will be surprised at what comes out of your head. You're going to be like, holy shit, I didn't even look at it that way. Because you're removing yourself from the situation and you're looking at it as a coach would look. Like if you had a friend and they came to you and said, this is a problem I have. And then next is 2 things I learned about myself this past week included. And then the 2 things you always want to be learning. Never have, Carol Drecker wrote that book, not having a fixed mindset, but having a learning mindset. Always constantly having enough humility to be able to learn. 2 things I learned about others, partner, loved ones, friends, team, customers, etc. This is a good one because it has, even though you're a leader, you can still learn from others. That's part of leadership, is being able to decentralize and learn from others. And if you haven't read Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, then I encourage you to read that book. He talks about this, Navy SEAL dude, and talks about how their teams, how they learn from each other. And how really, there may be a leader, but in certain situations, certain people step up at certain times. And then next is one decision that I could have made last week to make life better or to move ahead faster would have been this. A lot of times when we look at decisions that need to be made, we procrastinate. And in that procrastination, we create a stall in our momentum. And I encourage you to always, and this helps me more than anything, and I share this with the people that I lead, and I love this. Someone told me this, and it's a tennis analogy, and I've shared with you guys before. Whenever someone serves a ball to you, dish it back as quickly as you can. Think of it that way. Anything they do, if that email takes 10 seconds to dish back to somebody, just go ahead and do it. It's get things done. You can read that book also. It talks about it. It says if it's 2 minutes or less, just do the task. If it takes 2 minutes or less, just do it real quick and dish the ball back to them. I have been operating. This has revolutionized my life because a lot of times we'll sit there and just have something, bugging us. And really, it would take 2 minutes to get it done. Just send a quick email back. I know a lot of people don't like voice messages. Sometimes I send those if I'm trying to explain something, or I'll just call the person real quick, or I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, do you have 5 minutes for a phone call real quick? And then I'll give them a real quick phone call, get it done in 2 to 5 minutes. And then I'm moving on to the next thing. Weekly life review. This is a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being awesome. And then 1, of course, being not so awesome. And it goes into your health. And then you rate that 1 to 5. Then it goes into your mental and emotional. You rate that 1 to 5. Health for me is making sure I like to move every day. So whether I'm doing yoga, whether I'm foam rolling, whether I'm running, whether I'm doing push-ups, pull-ups, whatever it may be, kettlebell swings, I do all that. I want to do it every single day. That's for me is to move. I don't like work myself out where I need like huge rest. I like keeping my body. My body does well if I do a little bit every single day, and keeps me moving. I'm 47 now. So I want to prevent injuries, and we're coming out with a whole new podcast on that with a coach where we talk about that as entrepreneurs, as business leaders, what you can do, especially now with COVID and everything that's going on for your physical side, for your health side. Health to me also means making sure that I'm eating right. If I eat like garbage, I feel mentally depressed. So if you're facing issues of depression, try cleaning up your diet. It'll take about 3 to 4 weeks. So the first 2 weeks, you're going to go, your gut biome is going to change. And through your gut biome changing, you're going to experience all kinds of emotions. You would be shocked at what mentally garbage food does to you. If you're fighting depression, I'm telling you, I used to deal with depression all the time and panic attacks. I started eating way cleaner, starting eating better, finding foods that resonated with my energy. And that sounds weird, but like right now I'm craving strawberries, and strawberries are great for me. So I make them in my smoothies. I do everything I can. I've been craving honey. Those are sweeter things, but it's a lot better than having Frosted Flakes or Reese's Pieces, which I love all those things. So whenever I feel a sweet tooth coming on, I get some honey, maybe some Kerrygold butter, put a little bit on an English muffin or some toast. And I don't want to get into a huge podcast on health, but I encourage you, find foods that are good for you, that resonate with you, and then eat those. You can eat Some of you can eat the same thing over and over again and you're fine with it. I enjoy that. A lot of times I meal prep and then I just eat the same thing all week long. It's fine for me. It keeps my body knows what it's digesting for lunch. I do intermittent fasting. And then occasionally I'll have a breakfast if I feel like my energy's low, but I can usually wait till about 1 o'clock to eat. And then I'll eat around 6 or 7. And then I'm done till 1 o'clock the next day. Sometimes I only eat one meal a day, depending on my energy. And I even still do that when I work out. I feel better that way. I feel more focused. I don't like feeling bloated whenever I'm trying to work out or I'm trying to think. These are all high performance things that you can do. Mental, emotional. These all go hand in hand. The spiritual, the physical, and the mental all go hand in hand, guys. If spiritually, if you're lacking, you're going to have emotional issues. You're going to have physical issues. Mental, emotional. What does that mean? Especially right now with COVID-19, people are freaking out. We're all watching the Karen videos, which if you see, it's a lot of people that are just scared. They don't know what's going on. Yes, there are some racists which they need to be condemned and be brought out to light. I have zero tolerance for that. You learn that really quickly being in the Marine Corps, that everyone bleeds red. So it's the stupidest thing ever. Absolutely the stupidest thing ever to be a racist. You're looking at skin color. That's the same as looking at eye color or hair color or anything else. So I encourage you mentally, get proactive. What does that look like, Jason? Well, for me, it's judging I go 1 to 10. Where am I at? How am I happy today? Am I joyful today? 1 to 10, where am I? Oh, I'm at a 4. Well, how can I get to a 7? Well, for me, it's motivating myself. I need to listen to a podcast. I need to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book that'll motivate me. I have to pull myself, literally 100% take responsibility and pull myself out of that emotion. Next is partner or love. If you're single like me, I look at it for myself. How do I love myself? Where am I at? I'm not talking like self-love, like giving excuses to yourself. I'm talking about, am I taking care of myself enough where optimally I'm at the point that if I met someone that is at the same level I am, that I would be appreciative of that? Because we all meet people with the energy or the vibration that we coincide with. So, and we're all attracted to those type of people. So I want to be at the top game for myself. And then that way I'll attract other people with that. If you are married, then you need to, or you're in a relationship, then you need to look at it and say, how am I loving? 1 to 10, where am I at loving? And what does love look like? Study that out. Most people just wing it, and then they're not loving, they're just being selfish. And they're thinking that emotion is love. That's not love. Love is action. It's moving in the direction for the betterment of you first, then your partner. Family, looking at that, and go through that schedule. What am I doing? Am I available, for my kids, for my mom, for my dad, my aunt, my uncles, or whatever. Family can also be a good thing if you have some toxic people and you need to get rid of them. And I'm going to say that again. Some of you have people that you've labeled family, so you just deal with them because they're family, when you actually, that label needs to go away because they're toxic and you need not to have them in your life. The minute that you do that, you're going to see yourself change. And then friends, same scenario. Oh, I've had these friends for 20 years, but he's this or she's that. That's bullshit, guys. Get those people out of your life. Distance yourself from them. You're the most important person. Remember, I always say nobody cares, work harder. When you die, people are going to be mourn for you for a week or two, but they're still going to freaking go on Netflix and watch shows and move on with their life and laugh and have a good time and just remember you occasionally. And then here you are giving all of that energy to this other person and dealing with them when all that matters most is that you being at the level that you need to be for yourself. You remember the oxygen mask, guys. You got to put the oxygen mask on first before you can assist others. Because if you die, then you can't help others. So get that mask on first. And then from there, you'll be able to go where you need to go and see what you need to see for the vision for yourself first, and then others. So friends, only people that are with you, that help you, that support you, that bring you up, that are positive, those people need to be your friends. Eliminate everybody else. This sounds rude, but I'm telling you, it is for your own sanity. Next is mission. How are you on for mission? This is important to me because I can get so distracted so easily going somewhere else that I don't even realize. Guys, I don't even realize that I'm off mission. And then a week or two's pass and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't done this, I haven't done this, I haven't done this. So I'm always checking myself. Am I on mission today? What does mission look like for me? Let me explain mission. Mission is your passion and your purpose, what you were called to do. You know inside of yourself, maybe you're a veterinarian and you love dogs and animals and you want to save every single one of them, and that's your mission and that's your purpose. You come to work saying, what dog can I save today? What animal can I help today? How can I ease the burden of this animal being sick with this owner? This is my passion and my purpose, and I'm moving in that direction. And nothing's going to derail me. That paperwork that needs to get done, that can wait. Because I'm at my best whenever I'm serving pet owners. Do you see? That is mission. Mission is serving, guys. And then the next one you want to judge is experiences. How are you experiencing things? Let me explain this because I feel like some people may not understand this. Experience. The experience in what you're doing, not just doing task. This is what creates happiness, guys. It's not going from task to task to task to task. It's experiencing that. When you have flow and you are in your passion and you're doing something that's hard, but you're helping, you're going to experience joy. If you are out of whack, if you're doing something you hate, and you're just going through the motion, some of you need to eliminate those things in your life that you hate to do. Hire somebody to do that. This sounds weird, but I literally have somebody every 2 weeks come and clean my place. And I'm single, I'm by myself. I don't want to sit there and scrub stuff. It's very inexpensive. And I come in every 2 weeks and the place is absolutely spotless, perfect. The windowsills are clean. Everything's clean. I don't have to worry about that. I can focus on other things that are more important. Some of you need to look at that in your businesses and say, what can I eliminate that I hate to do? You can outsource that. There's so many things that you can do. Next is your spirit. How does your spirit feel? Are you alive? Are you in line with God, the universe, whatever it may be for you, Mother Nature, whatever it is? Are you feeling that closeness? For me, spirit, I'm a very spiritual person. You guys know that. I have Higher Density Living podcast, which is all about spiritual. But for me, getting it, especially in the morning time, I need to listen to praise and worship music. Now, I'm not necessarily, big time into Christianity and all that stuff, but I love that music. If you gave me one choice of music to listen to, I would say it would be praise and worship. Modern praise and worship music is amazing. If you haven't tried listening to it, I'm going to go onto Spotify, go onto your Apple Music, whatever, and type in Bethel music and listen to that. It's very uplifting modern music. Type in elevation worship, like elevation, like height, and then type in Hillsong. Those are the threes that I listen to all the time, and you can make radio stations out of them. And I guarantee you it will change your mood. I guarantee you that. Next one is finances. If you're mass in debt, you're not going to feel it. That is going to affect your physical, your spiritual, your mental well-being, your emotions. That's going to affect everything. You've got to get out of debt, guys. Don't have any debt. Try to eliminate. You can drive a little bit older car. And that's the fun part. I've been out of debt for a while now, and it's awesome. I don't have a house payment. I don't have a car payment. I have zero. Besides the business expenses that I have that I pay off every month and my personal expenses, that's all I have. I can live very simply. And for me, that's very important because I don't need to have a lot of money to be happy. Do I make good money? Yes, I do, of course, because I'm following my passion. Anytime you follow your passion, you're going to make great money. That's just part of it. But I don't need a lot of debt to be able to function. I enjoy saving. I like purchasing stocks. I like doing those things. It's fun for me. Next is learning. How are you learning? Learning is the key to you being able to be stable. Let me say that again. Learning is the key for you to be able to be stable. What do you mean? Stability. We all want stability, right? We all want stability. Stability comes from you learning every day. If you're like, I didn't know that, that's awesome. Are you reading a paper or something that you have that you're passionate about? Let's go back to the veterinarian person, and they're reading latest procedures and latest practices constantly, all the time, to be able to learn and know and say, let me try that. Let me work on this. Oh, that's interesting. This cat had this issues, and they've, looked at 40 other cats and they had the same problems. If I do this or this, then I can fix that. And then understanding that learning is the key. It is the key, guys, to knowing exactly what you want to become as an expert. You become an expert through learning consistently day in. It's a compound effect. If you learn a little bit every single day for 365, you're a different person in your mindset. You're a different person. If you learn every day for 365 days, a little bit of something about your passion, whatever you're passionate about, focus every day to learn something about it. Do Google Alerts. Google Alerts are free. Type in Google Alerts, put what you're passionate about in those, and every day it will send you a digest of everything that it finds on the internet, in news or whatever it is. You can literally learn every single day just off of that. Take the time to go through that, and you're going to know so much more in a year than you could even imagine. So that's the weekly life review. I kind of want to keep it short today. I encourage you every week, whatever day if it's a Monday morning for you, if it's a Sunday evening, whatever it is, work on your self-awareness by going through your past week and then looking and seeing what you need to work on. So for me, this week, I'm going to share with you guys this. I need to work on my courage and my energy. After I went through everything, I looked at it and said, okay, I'm letting people's emotions influence me too much. I need to have the courage to face the fears that I have, to face the unknowns. I need to have the courage to share my real self with other people. I need to stay confident throughout the day. And I need to respond well and fast and quickly to when a challenge hits. And whatever the risk is, I need to have the courage to move forward. And then my energy. See, this all came off of my weekly review. So this is what I'm going to do this coming up week. My energy. I want to manage my energy throughout the day. I don't want to be super pumped in the morning and then depressed and drained in the late afternoon. I've got to manage my energy throughout the day. And I want to bring joy, because with joy comes energy. I want to bring joy to others. I want to serve others. And I want to do that throughout the day with whoever I interact. How do I recharge? This is a question I ask myself. How do I recharge? How do I recharge? That is the question you have to ask yourself. There are many different ways to do it. For me, it may be taking a run or taking a walk or just doing some push-ups in my office. There's different ways for you to recharge, or it's going and grabbing a cup of coffee or a smoothie or meeting with a good friend for lunch, whatever it may be. Find out ways that you can recharge to stay energized. And then I have to work out every day. That my mental, my energy, that gives me everything. And then I need to do a better job this week of not staying up so late and reading instead of watching TV, which I don't really watch shows and stuff like that. I watch a lot of podcasts and stuff like that. But instead of sitting there watching Aliens for 3 hours of the new Joe Rogan that just came out, which I did, and stayed up too late, I could watch an hour of it and then the next day watch another hour of it, read a little bit. If I read a little bit, sometimes I take melatonin, sometimes I don't. There's glycine, there's all kinds of stuff I play around with, but I need to get a little bit better sleep. And that is something that I'm going to work on. So after what I figured out for my weekly review and what I learned, because we're always learning, what I learned is I need to work on my energy and courage for this coming week. So I'm going to be self-aware and intentional in that. On those two things. You see how this works? It's a beautiful thing. If you get into the habit, it's just a habit of saying, I'm going to block off 30, 45 minutes. For me, Sunday morning, I put some praise and worship music on. Right when I get up, I take a shower, so I feel good. And then I put some praise and worship music on. I don't have any interruptions at all. I make sure that whether you got to shut a door or go into your office, and I make some really good coffee, add some mushrooms into the coffee, not the psychedelic ones, the regular ones. I put mushroom blend in there with the coffee, and I sit there and I go over my week, and then what I filled out this last week, which was energy and courage, and then how I'm going to work on it this week. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope you guys are sharing this with others. Please do let other business owners, let other entrepreneurs know about ABQ Business Podcast. If you want a certain topic or you want me to talk about something specifically, DM me. Best way on Instagram, ABQ Jason Rigby. DM me on that. You can go on Twitter too. I check that, but I don't check it as much, my direct messages, because I get too much spam stuff on there. But my Instagram is a really good way to do it. You can also go to our website, abqpodcast.com, and there's my email address if you want to email me on that. It's abqpodcast.com. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share and go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.